and welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Wesley Cole. As you can see, some more Breaking Point to do as it's going to take place. So 8 months later, taking place at Melbourne Grand Prix Circuit for the Australian Grand Prix. Let's start the race. It's going to be a mid-race taking place at Melbourne Grand Prix Circuit at the streets of Albert Park for the Australian Grand Prix. It's good to see real F1 cars back at the Australian Grand Prix. Missed it last year's because of the pandemic, COVID-19. Let's get started. Here we are.
A solid start, Aiden. Let's try and push it further.
Copy that. Where's Casper?
Don't worry about Casper.
Ease up ahead. Let's try and bring you two closer together.
Try and get close to Devon first, Aiden. You got this. And here we are into P14, and we already passed Stroll into P14. Into turn 3, you go a little bit wide, and now heading into turn number 4. Also go a little bit wide into turn 4, heading into turn number 5. Also go a little bit wide with 1.2 the gap to Daniel Ricciardo ahead in P13. Heading into turn 6 as we close the line. We're 1.0 now the gap to Ricciardo ahead in P13. 6.6 the gap to Casper Ackermann ahead in P10. Now we're into the DR3.
P10 at the moment.
Casper sitting in P10, so we're getting closer on Daniel Ricciardo. And we'll get DRS, and the DRS opens on Daniel Ricciardo. It will come up a little bit early into turn 13 as we go a little bit deep right here into the gravel. Very closer on Ricciardo. And looking to the inside on Ricciardo. We got the job done, and we passed Daniel Ricciardo into P13. DRS open again after Daniel Ricciardo at turn 16. And to the line now, we're on lap 7 of 15 here at the Australian Grand Prix. And here we come on Kevin Magnussen. And DRS opens on Kevin Magnussen. Looking to the outside, and we got Kevin Magnussen into and wrap into P12.
Casper is a couple of places up on you.
And we're 2.8 the gap to Casper Ackermann ahead in P10. Coming into turn 5. As we look into the look at the inside, and a little bit of contact by Butler. We'll get our first flashback of the stream. All right, one flashback. All right, one flashback. And we'll coming up into turn 6. We go personal best through the first sector. And Butler trying to take the inside. We go to the outside.
On Casper now, Aiden. Good job.
And we go to the outside on Butler, and we pass Devon Butler into P11. Coming up towards catching up to Casper Ackermann. We go to personal best in sector 2. And we did a little mistake, and now we have to get a flashback. It's going to be our second flashback. All right, 2 flashbacks. All right, 2 flashbacks. Been a mistake. Did have a bit of a mistake, and now. Yeah, that's why I don't like these little chicanes, because I want them to be replaced right here. As we head to turn number 13, here we are catching up to Casper Ackermann. 1.3 the gap to Ackermann ahead in P10. 1.3 now the gap. Heading into turn 14, what happens now?
What a brilliant Australian Grand Prix this has been.
Oh, I love Australian Grand Prix.
There's still plenty of time for more drama.
There certainly is, Crofty, and these two have been fighting each other incredibly hard so far. They don't want to go tripping over each other, though, because Devon Butler is coming up from behind. He's on the attack, too.
Aiden, Casper's not your priority. We need you to defend.
It's okay. I've got this.
I know, Aiden. Look out, free wide!
Oh, this can't work, and it doesn't.
Oh, no! Oh,
Looks like damage.
naughty.
Is he okay?
What happened?
Okay.
You'll be fine. He's heading for the pits now. You just concentrate on the race.
Yeah, don't worry about Casper Aiden. He's fine. Just focus on the driving.
Fireworks at the Williams garage tonight.
There will be, Crofty, for sure. Look, it was a late move from Devon Butler, but you never want to see two teammates make contact, and Ackerman will surely be seething at that one.
Yeah, you can't.
Absolutely. And I tell
Yeah, you
what,
can't
this is
contact
gonna
with your
be
teammate because it is naughty.
Jackson, not how his F1 race debut should have gone.
How's your car feeling, Aiden? My car's fine.
The damage appears to be minor. How's it feeling, Aiden?
Yeah, car's okay.
Understood. See how well you can do out there.
Copy.
And now you gotta finish the race, not just take podium finish. That's gotta really finish it. And we're 2.7 the gap to Butler ahead in P10 as we head to turn number 5. And now we're heading into turn 6 as the ranking. We're 2.2 the gap to Devon Butler ahead in P10. 1.9 now the gap coming up to catch up towards Devon Butler. Let's go over now. We're 1.5 now the gap to Butler ahead in P10. And we go fastest in Sector 2 than anybody. And now we're 1.1 the gap to Butler ahead in P10. Not hard, but can't keep going easy. Moving to turn number 14 now into turn 15. Into turn 16 now. And DRS opens on Butler as Butler trying to take the inside, and we go to the inside.
Yeah, you're in the top 10.
Now we're up into P10, and we got Devon Butler into P10. Coming to turn 1 and turn 2. 1.6 the gap to Lando Norris ahead in P9. DRS open again. And now coming in, as DRS closes to go into the braking into turn 3. Around a little bit wide, and now coming into turn 4. Also we go a little bit, or we run a little bit wide at turn 4, now coming to turn 5. 1.0 now the gap as we move into it. We go personal best through the first sector. Coming into the DRS range on Lando Norris, battle for 9th place. Heading into the little gains at turn 8 and into turn 9. Now we're still into the DRS range on Lando Norris, battle for 9th place. Not going to go improve in the fast time in sector 2. And DRS opens on Lando Norris coming up. Lando's trying to defend the outside. Now we're coming into the inside. We got the job done. We get past Lando Norris into P9. Coming to turn 14 now.
Nice move. Good job.
Thanks, Jeff. Now we're coming into turn 15. Now coming to turn 16. And now to the light. Coming to the light, and we are 5 laps to the end of the Australian Grand Prix.
1.5 seconds.
And the line now, we are 5, and we got 5 laps to the end of the Australian Grand Prix. So now we're 5 laps to the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Heading towards turn 3, and we're coming up 1.2 the gap to Alexander Roundon ahead in P8, heading into turn 4. Coming towards turn number 5, and we go into turn 5. Now we're coming out into turn 6. We're close to the line. Now we're into the DRS range on Alexander Roundon. But now, after he left, ran into the but now he has to go to the Williams. Next couple curves. And now coming to the next curve, and we can't move about. Fast time is sector 2. And DRS opens on Alexander Albon, bound for 8th place.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
For 5 laps of fuel left, we'll back off a little early into turn 13. Let Albon stay out in front. And now coming to turn 14. And now we're going to back off a little early into turn 15. Here we go, coming into the last curve into turn 16. But unfortunately, for 16 turns, I got rid of DRS open again on Alexander Albon. As we head to line with 4 laps remaining of the Australian Grand Prix, as we look to the outside on Alexander Albon, and we're up now into P8 as as DRS opens on Pierre Gasly, battle for 7th place. But I can't do this, so I have to back off early into turn 3 to let Gasly stay ahead of us. As Gasly will stay ahead of us now into turn number 4, ending it towards turn 5. And look to the inside, coming into turn 6, and we got Pierre Gasly and up into P7. And now we're up into P7. Now we move towards 8 and turn number 9. And we're 5.1 the gap to Charles Leclerc ahead in P6. Coming slowly into next middle curves. But that's not counting for the chicanes. Now we're on lap 12 of 15, but we're still 4 laps remaining of the Australian Grand Prix. Into turn 13, heading in towards turn 14. Now we're going into turn 15. And now coming into turn 16. We're 4.4 the gap to Leclerc ahead in P6 as we head to line with 3 laps to the end.
Faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
Thanks, Jeff. And we are 3 laps to the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Just 3 laps to the end here at the Australian Grand Prix. And now we move towards turn number 3. Now into turn 4. Now we're going to turn 5 with 3.8 the gap, 3.7 the gap to Leclerc ahead in
Car
P6.
in front is 3.7 seconds.
Now we come to turn 6, so yeah. Towards turn 7, and now coming to turn 8, and now into turn 9. But remember, they got runner that chicane, so you see that? Those are my words. It's like the double street roll course as we move to turn 9 and into turn 10. And we almost made a mistake, and we saved it. We want to say DRS opens for, and the DRS area opens for Charles Leclerc on Carlos Sainz. But now Leclerc Sainz has
3 laps of fuel remaining.
We got 3 laps of fuel left as we come to turn 14. Now coming to turn 15. Now to turn 16 with 3.87 the gap to Leclerc ahead in P6 as we head to the line to the stop-finish line. We're 2 laps to go. All right, we are 2 laps to go.
Made by 42.4 seconds.
Into turn 1 and turn 2. Now we're 2 laps to go. Only 2 laps to go of the Australian Grand Prix. Now here we go, ranking towards turn 3. Coming towards turn number 4. Now we're going into turn 5. Coming into the rating into turn 6.
The gap to the car behind is 3.4
Now towards turn 7.
seconds.
We're at 1.8 the gap to Leclerc ahead in P6. And we go into turn 8 and coming into turn 9. 1.7 now the gap to Leclerc ahead in P6. Here we go towards turn 10 and now into turn 9. 1.5 now the gap to Charles Leclerc ahead in P6. 1.6 now the gap as we coming towards turn 13. 13 now into turn 14. Towards turn 15. Now we're coming into the DRS range on Charles Leclerc, but we're not going to open DRS as we come to turn 16. DRS opens for Charles Leclerc on Carlos Sainz as we start the final lap of the race.
This is your final lap of the race.
All right, so we're on the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix. All right, it's the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix here at Albert Streets of our park. DRS open again for Charles Leclerc. Going side by side into turn 3, and the Sainz will stay ahead of him. Okay, here we go now, moving towards turn 4, and then Leclerc gets the job done and up into P5 as we move into turn number 5. Now, trying to look at the inside, turn 6, and a little bit of tap. Contact by Carlos Sainz. It's going to be another flashback. All right, 3 flashbacks. Moving to turn 5. Traveling in the inside again on Carlos Sainz, and we got the job done, and we passed Charles Leclerc.
Great pass.
And we got Carlos Sainz and up into P6. And Leclerc keeping us out of the DRS range as we move to the little chicanes at turn 8 and into turn 9. But we're still in the DRS range on Charles Leclerc. And as we move in towards turn 10 and now into turn 11. And DRS opens on Charles Leclerc. And Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix. As Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix as we move towards turn 13, heading into turn 14. And now heading into turn 15 into the back of Charles Leclerc. And now another contact again, and the DRS opens on Charles Leclerc. We got the job done into P5. We'll see the checkered flag. And we come home in 5th place.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
All right, we come home now in 5th place. And to the top 5.
We've witnessed some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today, and they've taken a fantastic win.
And I'll tell you, we're
What a
happy as soon
start to
as.
the season this has been. A fascinating race here in Australia, Ant.
The top teams, as ever, continue to push the boundaries of the sport. And it will be interesting to see how the new Williams driver, Aiden Jackson, settles in, especially after that early incident involving his teammate.
Well, we've certainly seen rivalries born from
Wow,
the
there's a
best.
top break for Casper
To say, if you
Ackerman.
came into the 2020 season hoping for a bit of drama, looks like you won't be disappointed. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team
Mercedes.
victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
And it's champagne time. Oh, Leclerc, Mr. Verstappen. Oh, got him, Lewis Hamilton down on the back. Wow, did you see that? True Williams made contact by Aiden Jackson and Casper Ackerman. Now you have to go to the Stutz to be under investigation. It will be, you have to go, so you have to be, and so there's Butler. You guys getting ready. Now you have to be investigated after the race. And the post races. There's Aiden. Nice.
Casper,
There's
listen,
Casper.
I don't know what happened out there. It wasn't my fault.
Whose fault was it then?
Whose
Who
fault
was
is
the
it?
idiot behind the wheel of your car?
Is it Aiden? Is it Casper? Or is it Butler?
You won't even admit when you made a mistake. How did they ever sign you?
No, it's Butler. That's him. Butler. Devin Butler.
What, like out on the track today? You
Devin
nearly took
Butler.
me out, mate.
Look, I don't know what happened. You cut in, I swerved. Next thing I knew, Casper was out.
Whoa. Mate, I was nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was.
Whatever
Yeah.
that was
Yes,
all
it's
on
you. No, it's
Don't be
Butler,
trying to
not
pass the blame
Aiden.
Because you haven't settled in yet.
Yeah, it's not Aiden's fault. It's Butler's fault.
Sorry, Aiden. Just bear with us 1 sec.
No problem.
Caravan is up.
Just a case of you drive over a mistake. These cars are a bit different. Aiden's used to it.
You seem to find your feet quite quickly after you graduated from Formula 2. What advice would you give to Jackson in his first season?
Well, stay out of my way mostly. And taking out your own teammate isn't something I would make a habit of.
Almost ready, Aiden. We're just checking audio levels.
Sure.
Seriously, Casper must be wondering what on earth Williams were thinking.
That's great. Thanks, Devin.
Silly. Devin.
Okay,
Real Devin
Let's
Butler.
talk about that incident with the teammate.
Wow, look at that.